which most people are horrible at. We'll talk about that in a minute. But how do you even start a conversation to begin with? And so I'm just going to give you a couple little examples that I've done, that I do. And one of those biggest skills for doing that is just listening. Listening. When you're out and about, you're listening. So I'll give you a little example. We went out to dinner Saturday night. I saw this girl that I hadn't seen in a while because, we haven't been going out to dinner. And she said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And we just chatted for a second or two. And I said, "Well, how are you doing?" And she said, "Girl, if I could get rid of these hot flashes, I'd be great." I said, "Oh, yeah. Well, I just stopped doing that." So she said, "What do you mean you stopped doing that?" I said, "Yeah, I found something pretty magical that I missed on myself, and I have some gel I put on my neck, and it's pretty magical for me and helps me." And she said, "Okay, I got to know." So I sent her to realredoxresults.com, and I told her to watch the 7-minute overview video and to click on any of the blue bubbles that interested her. The next morning, she was messaging me saying, "How do I get signed up, and how do I get this?" That's happened to me 3 times in the last 3 days. So it's all about listening, right? Keeping it simple. Don't try to get fancy, right? But one of the questions that I ask people when I talk to them, I say, "Well, let me ask you a question. What's your health score?" And they're always confused, right? Because it's just something I throw out there. And I'm like, "So your doctor hasn't given you a health score?" And they're like, "No, what's a health score?" So you guys know we have the greatest tool ever. So this is really a sales tool. And I know that it comes in the box as an after effect when people get the product, but this is one of your best sales tools that you're ever going to have. Okay. Now, so I'm going to kind of do this with you a little bit. So this is what I say. So I said, "Okay, Lisa, listen, let's get you a health score. You got 3 minutes?" And she said, "Absolutely. Let's do it." So I said, "All right. So out of 120, that's your optimal health score. Write that 120 down on a piece of paper." Now, remember, we're doing this remotely, right? Let's grab a piece of paper and a pen and start writing this down. So put 120 in big letters across the top of your page. So she did that. And then I said, "All right, from 1 to 10, 10 being the absolute best that your score could ever be, I want you to write down anywhere in between 1 and 10, every one of these levels. So from 1 to 10, what is your energy level? Okay. 1 to 10, what's your sleep level? The next one is digestive, which we all know is a big problem in America. So 1 to 10. The next one is stress and mood. And guys, I do this right over the phone or right over a Zoom. So your stress level. Okay. And the next one is from 1 to 10, what is your mental focus? Brain fog is a huge problem in today's world, right? The next one is your muscle comfort. How are those muscles? The next one, 1 to 10, what is your joint comfort? The next one is skin health. What is that skin like? I know my skin has gotten amazing since I've been using Redox. All right, your endurance. How long can you keep going? 1 to 10. Your workout recovery, if you work out. Okay, and right now we're in the springtime, so seasonal issues, 1 to 10. What are those seasonal issues? And then the one I struggled with the most was other, because I wasn't quite sure how to handle other, but then we all talked about it and worked it out. And other really means, have you been diagnosed with anything? Are you on a medication for something? Then that score is going to be pretty low. So then I have them quickly add that up and I get their number. So I write their number down because I want to keep that number, and I write the date that they did that number. Now, I just did this with someone and they were a 42. So here's what I have written at the bottom of the page. Are you happy with your score? Now, if someone has a potential 120 and they get a 42, are they going to be happy with that score? Now they're much more open to listening to what you have to say. And that's when I usually say, if I haven't already sent them realredoxresults.com, that's when I'm sending it. If I have, I say, then that's when I want to work on getting them on a 3-way call, right? Get their questions answered. So it's just keeping it simple, not saying too much, right? So this is, to me, if you guys aren't using the results tracker, and I think I sent Debbie one that I have mocked up, and what I did was I actually took the words ASEA off of it because I didn't want somebody jumping ahead of me and Googling it, right? And I also added optimal score 120, and at the bottom, I just put, are you happy with your score, in big letters. And so if I have to email it to someone or send it to someone as an image, it was easy for me to send it the way I wanted it to look. But otherwise, it has all the disclaimers and everything. I think, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so that's what I do. That's my tool that opens the doors. So when you're out there and you're chit-chatting with someone and they say something, you say, well, what's your health score? And if they say they have no idea what a health score is, then that's when you say, hey, well, let's do one on you it will take 2 or 3 minutes. You want to do it? And that's it. I mean, just keep it simple. Once they see that, then they're much more open-minded to looking at what you're offering, right? Okay. So Debbie and I were talking a little while ago, and how many feel like when you put leads in your phone, it's a big black hole? That's kind of where I am, and not with my contacts, because guys, I have 13,000 contacts in my phone, but with my leads, my actual leads, that is, they're not a customer yet. They're not a preferred customer. They're not a rep. They're just potential customers and reps, and they're just leads at that point. So I've been doing this same system now since, I don't know, like 11, 12 years, something like that. And so I'll show you guys a little bit about what I do. So I have a 3-ring binder because I'm a writer. I like to write down things. I like to take notes when people are talking. So, but it gets a little mushy if you keep it in a 3-ring notebook, right? If you keep it in one of these, then you don't remember what you wrote it on. You're hunting a notebook, you're thumbing through, you're trying to figure out, did you let someone fall through the cracks? That is the worst feeling in the world, is to know that you promised someone you were going to send something and then you didn't follow through, and it makes you look unprofessional and not a person of your word. So what I did was I have these tabs, and they're the alphabetical tabs. So I've had this pack in here for literally over a decade, and it's all alphabetized. And so what I do is I have 4x4s with lines because I like the lines. And so when I get a new lead, I just write their name at the top, and I write all the details, where I met them, the date I met them, their phone number, their email. I get as much information from them as I can. Now, what if you're out and about and you just meet a person, a stranger, randomly? You strike up a little conversation. This happened to me at the Airstream show last weekend. So I met some different people. I met this one lady, and we struck up a conversation. So I never give people my information until I've gotten theirs, because you have to control who has the contact information so you can follow up, right? So I always, when people say, well, do you have a card? I say, no, I don't give out. I don't even have any cards. So what I do is I say, I tell you what, let me get you some information. What's your phone number? And I'm going to text you right now. So I pull up and I get their name, and I've typed their name into the text. And then under that, I type redox signaling molecules. And under that, I type my name. And I say, I'll get you something within the next 24 hours. And I hit send. So now it's in my phone under a text, and I get as much information as I can from them. But now I've got their contact information. They have mine, but I didn't walk away just handing someone a card that I don't know if they're going to ever call me, and I have no control to call them. So I am always making sure that I get their information. And I say, hey, I'm going to text you your own name, so I'll have it in my phone. But I also don't want to scroll through my text messages looking to see who did I text. So I transfer that to one of these 4x4 squares. And then in the evenings, I sit down and I'm glancing through, and I'm like, okay, I need to I'm making my plan for tomorrow. Hey, I've got to send this person, and this person a text message with all this information. And then I've got to follow up with this person who got the text. But I'm going to tell you what's happening. This has been happening for weeks. As I send them that text for Real Redox results, and I say this, watch the 7-minute overview video and then click on any of the blue bubbles that interest you. Literally, almost every single person is messaging me back before I can message them. It happened to me last night. I sent it Monday morning. And by Monday night, she says, I want to try this. How do I order? To just one lady that we had less than a 5-minute conversation. So it's just saying very little, getting some information, sending them to somewhere simple that they can peruse around. Unfortunately, we can all tend to get information overload, and you want to send them this video and that video and this place and that place. And when we just need to keep it real simple. And if you do the same thing over and over, you just get really good at it, right? So that is my simple little system that I keep up with people. And they come out of this book when they become a customer or they become a rep. But this gives me the chance to remember people. And I have it written down. I met them at the Airstream show, or I met them at church, or I met them here. I met them at the grocery store. I met them at the park, wherever I met people, right? So that's what I do that helps. Okay, so I hope, Debbie should just be on here with me, that if you guys didn't come on Saturday, I didn't miss a minute of it, and it was fantastic. So there was a couple things that happened that shocked my world and made me so excited that I didn't know what to do. So one of them is all right, post in the chat if you are doing the Cashville to Nashville, if you're trying to win up at least minimum of 4th place. Post in there that 4th or 3rd or 2nd or 1st. I'm going for 1st. I'm just telling you. So y'all gonna have to fight me. So if you're not doing that, that's amazing. Oh, I like that. Mary's 1st, Keo 2nd. Yeah, let's keep going, because that's going to grow your business. And don't forget that the fast forward is probably one of the best tools that you are ever going to use to grow your business. I've looked at a lot of different companies. I've been in quite a few other MLMs, and some successfully and some not successfully. But here's the difference. I have never seen a fast forward at any other company. And if you're not taking advantage of that fast forward, you are missing out on the action. But here's what happened Saturday that really got me excited. So they're talking about the core rank. The core rank. Now, I used to do this in my old company, and I grew my business very successfully doing this same thing, but they're doing something even better than I was doing, and I always love better. So we always had a core rank, and our only goal was to get people to that core rank. And we only focused on that core rank. We didn't talk about anything else, because if everybody got to that rank and everybody under them got to that rank, it just automatically pushed everyone to the top, right? What's the story? A rising tide raises all ships. However, what we didn't do and what they're doing, which is like pure magic, is they're wanting us to completely be a brand new core rank, which is a D300, every single week. Guys, that is going to grow your business faster than anything. You're worrying about you're worrying about your team getting D3, but you are continuously trying to do the qualifications for D3. If you've been struggling in this business, I'm just going to tell you that is the magic bullet. So sign up for a fast forward, focus on the qualifications for a D3 every single week. Don't let a week go by that you're not qualifying for that, because that means you are personally enrolling brand new people every single week. And that is what is going to grow your business. All of a sudden you'll be bronze. All of a sudden you'll be silver. All of a sudden you'll be gold because you were consistently every single week making the D3 because you're bringing in those new people. And then you help those people become D3. This business is D300. I'm sorry, not D3, D300 powered. I mean, I love this entire concept. So while we were just worrying about people that we brought in, core ranking, we weren't doing that for ourselves. And so if you're going to have somebody else do it, you need to teach them that exact trick. I know you can hear me over there, Debbie.
JC, I'm here. I just wanted to say he challenged us to become the rank we were again this year, talking about sending the company into momentum.
Oh,
so there was our challenge.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
But I want to go back for just a second to your 3-ring binder, only because I'm organized and you missed one part of it, I think.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so when you put the name on the little lined paper, then you said it was alphabetical, but you've got these people in according to what? When you met them, when you're supposed to follow up, when do you have them in by?
Oh, well, okay. So I actually have some little sticky notes. And what I'll do is I'll write on that little sticky note, follow up on da-da-da-da-day, and I'll stick it on top of that sticky note.
Okay.
And then I just thumb through and look for the sticky notes, or I'll say, send them this or send them that. And I'll make myself little notes on tiny little sticky notes and put on top of those. So they're just in there, and you can see there's holes.
They're not really alphabetical.
I pull people out, right?
Okay.
They're not alphabetical or anything. They're I just throw them in there in a spot that's the A or B or C or D.
Do you put their health benchmark form in there with them?
I do write their score on top.
Okay.
Yep. I write their health score. I write that I sent them a real redox results. So it's quite interesting. All the information that you can put on that little piece of paper. And there's been a couple of them that I've had to add a second piece of paper to, or a second sticky note to, because there was so much going back and forth. Because, one of the things I learned, Debbie, was there was this color code, and I wish I had that color code with me right here tonight, but it's the red, the yellow, the green, and the blue. And if you understand who you're talking to, now, obviously I'm a red, but
if you know what red is.
Red is aggressive and getting it done, right?
Right.
But green, I'll tell you, but reds can be dangerous. And let me tell you why. Because if they get disenchanted, they're off to the next company. They have no loyalty. I mean, I do. I stay with company for years and years before they finally run me away because they did something dumb. But, but the greens. So if I will have to find that paperwork, and I will share with you guys. The greens are like super loyal. Once they're on auto ship, they're never coming off. So if you understand who you're talking to, you can tailor. I should tailor a message to each color because that would. Let me make myself a note because I'll forget. Red, yellow, green colors. Anyway, but that's a really great thing to know about who you're talking about or talking to, because then they would, they're going to stay with you forever. That's why, Debbie, I like to lead with the product and the health side, because when people see results, when they've done the health score, they get better results, then they will stay with the company. But a lot of times if they come in just for the money and they don't make it fast enough, then they're off to the next company. Now, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm sure there's other people out there who do it different, but that's just how it works for me. So
that's brilliant. The only thing I would probably do is I would probably keep their health score, what their points were in each one, so that when you go back to them and ask them their new score, you could kind of tell which areas they were improving in.
Oh, yes, that's a great idea.
So you could
Well,
say,
what
well, your sleep, you're saying you're not feeling much or something like that, but your sleep has improved this much and your energy has improved this much, that
you
kind of
know
thing.
what? That's a great idea. And a lot of times what I do is I say, hey, take a picture of that and text it to me.
Right, exactly.
So I do get them. And so you're right. And you know what, Debbie, follow up is like, if you don't follow up, you're dead in the water, right?
Yes, right.
Um, so I do have a little follow up system that I've been using for a long time. And so it's making sure before they get the product that they understand how to use it before they get it, right?
Yes.
What to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And then you call them the day they get it, because I have them give me the tracking number and I
Yes.
write their tracking number down, and then I send an alert to myself so that I can track that number, and I know they got it. And then they got it and I call them. I say, hey, I saw you just got your product. Congratulations. Let's open the box. Right. And so I
Right.
talked to them a little bit about opening the box, but they already had been taught about putting their gel on the neck. They've already been given some amazing tools, and I put those in that cheat sheet that I sent you. However, then 7 days later, I say, listen, I'm going to call you in 7 days. And I go ahead and tell them what day I'm calling because they've been on the product 7 days. And now it's time to do their score.
Right.
So I do it with them. Then I do it in 30 days, but actually I do a 21 day. And the reason that I do 21 days is because people are afraid to talk about this one subject most of the time, and that's the auto ship.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I call, and let's say that you're at 21 days, Debbie. And I say, all right, Debbie, we're like 5 days out from you getting, so I've done your health score. We're at day 7. I say, so we could literally do another quick health score just to see where you are at 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, all right, so your scoring is way better. How you feeling? And I want to know what's going on with you. I want to hear what you feel. And then after you do that, I say, all right, so Debbie, in 5 days or so, your auto ship's coming out. Let's make sure you're going to be getting exactly what you're going to be needing. So tell me how much of the product you've been using, and we may have to up it. We may have to up the auto ship. And I've done that. And then every now and again, you're going to have somebody say, you know what, I just want to cancel the auto ship. Well, guys, have some integrity and cancel that auto ship with them, because you need to be a person of your word. If you told them they could cancel, they can cancel, right?
Right.
However, my first question would be well, tell me why you want to cancel and talk through it. Don't be afraid to address the situation, right? People want to
Absolutely.
ignore it and hope they stay on auto ship. But instead, if you have that open and honest dialogue, they're more likely to stay on it than not. And that's just from my personal experience. I'm sure everybody else has other experiences, but I have noticed on my team that a lot of times people are afraid to even talk about the auto ship, even when they're setting it up. I attack that stuff right up front. So, because auto ship is the lifeblood of any MLM.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it
you
is.
gotta,
And
you
if
gotta be
you
on.
do talk to them about it, especially if their score's gone up, you'd say, why would you quit now? It can just get better and better.
That's right. That's right. Now, let's say at 30 days, I call them, right? I'm following up at 30 days. Here's what I say. All right, Debbie, holy smokes, your score's gotten so much better. So I'm understanding that you're actually feeling better. You're sleeping good. How do you feel? So you're going to tell me, right? So at that moment, I have a follow-up sheet that I've used forever. I pull out my follow-up sheet. I mean, not my follow-up sheet. I'm sorry, my referral sheet. I pull out a referral sheet and I say, all right, Debbie, so as good as you're feeling, I know you know at least 3 people that's come into your mind since you've been taking this product that's desperately wanting to know this. So let's put them down. Who are they? Who do you know? And I do a referral sheet right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Brilliant.
say, let's call them. I do 3 ways with them and call them right then.
Perfect. And what do you say then? Because people are going to ask you.
Yeah. So let's say you and I are on the phone together,
Okay.
right?
Yes. Yeah. And
So
I'll call Betty.
So you're calling Betty.
Right.
So I've already told you what to say to Betty. You're going to say,
Oh, okay.
Betty, listen, I'm on the phone with JC right now. And we just had to call you because I've had something amazing happening. And you're
Okay.
going to tell her your scores.
Okay. Perfect.
And you say, I know you've been struggling with some things, and I wanted to know if JC could send you some information.
Perfect.
And we have a little quick conversation. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to get into a big, long, lengthy conversation. You just want to say, Betty, it is so great to meet you. And I can't wait for you and Debbie to have a real conversation about the amazing things that's happening with her.
Mhm.
And I'm going to get you that information like in the next 15 minutes.
Perfect.
So I then make a little, I do the 4x4
Yes.
for Debbie. I
Mhm.
mean, Betty, right?
Right.
And I get all her information and I send her the real redox results. I find out what's going on with Betty just a little bit. I don't want to know too much. I literally don't want to hear about people's health challenges. Like, I'm not a really good person for that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's just not how I work. I want to know just enough to know that I can send you something.
Exactly.
So I do care, and I'm pained when people are hurting, but I don't like talking about it. Like, that's why I didn't become a nurse.
Well, you're also not a doctor, and sometimes they'll come out with all these medical things. I have da 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 da, and you're like, okay.
And you know what I say
Like,
to that? I say, oh my goodness, girl, then I'm going to send you realredoxresults.com. I want you to promise me right now, Betty, that you're going to watch that 7-minute overview video. And then I want you to click on any of those blue bubbles that interest you. Okay. Is that a deal?
right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
Dr.
that's
Maureen,
all
I'm with you,
perfect.
JD. She's a doctor and she don't want to talk about doctor stuff.
And you have to remind people you're not a doctor, you're just in a health company, definitely.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can even say, like I say, oh, that's so great because these molecules don't care what doctors call it. They just go find the damage and they go and
Woo.
they send this message to the immune system. The immune system then knows where to go. So it goes there and it repairs and replaces. So it doesn't matter if it's, and I name a lot of different diseases and just say, it doesn't matter if it's any of those. These molecules don't care. So there you go.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I'm stealing it. Uh,
That's what we all do.
well, that's why, you know what? Listen, this is one of the best companies I've ever seen. This
Absolutely.
product is second to none. There is nothing else like it in the world. You know, there are so many nutrition companies out there, and they don't have any differentiator. They don't have anything to set themselves apart. We do.
Yes.
And that's why we will be successful when other companies are just floundering, because I can go buy vitamins at Walmart, you
That's
know,
right.
I
Mhm.
don't need you. And so, I mean, you won't believe how many people have told me that. Hey, I can buy my vitamins anywhere. I can get minerals anywhere, you
Mhm.
know, and they're right. What sets
So
me apart? So if you'll just understand that, but I'm going to tell you, if you'll ask for those referrals, now sometimes I do it at 7 days,
yes.
maybe. And the reason, and I'll share with you my referral sheet that I've had for a decade or more. Uh, Dick Walker, Dick's going to do my little show tomorrow night or Thursday night. He says, I'm a doctor and I don't like to talk about their diseases either.
There you go.
um, uh, I'm, oh, somebody's wanting to know about the video. Um, so I'll post that link in the chat in just a moment. So
Okay.
anyway, it's 7 days. Like, so if I call them to follow up in 7 days and to redo their health score, I don't call it a results tracker. I call it a health score. So I just say, what's your health score? And people are always confused. But if they had a big change in that 7 days, go ahead and ask for 3 referrals. Go ahead, start writing it down and saying, who do you know,
Exactly.
Betty? Who do you know, Debbie? Who do you know, Betty? Who do you know that's suffering? And that will grow your business super fast. So, and I think a lot of times we don't ask them that, you know, we're waiting for them to want to do the business, right?
Yes. Right.
And then here's what happens. Let's say they signed up as an associate. I know I'm going over my time here.
No, go ahead.
Let's say they signed up as a preferred customer. Let's say they signed up as Debbie signed up as a preferred customer. She's given me 3 referrals. Okay. Now, 2 of those people want to buy them. So I'm going to call you up, Debbie, and say, Debbie, listen, Betty and Mary, they're both wanting to order the product. Now the company's going to send a thank you check. Would you like them to send it to me or would you like them to send it to you? Well, what do
And
you
of course,
think you're
what
going
am I going to say?
You're going to say, I want them to
You
send it
take
to me.
it. Exactly.
So so I'm going to say, well, what we really need to do at ASAP is go ahead and get you signed up as an associate so we can put Betty and Mary under you so that you can get qualified for a thank you check. And it's that simple. So you're taking those preferred customers and you're moving them over to be associates. And
Absolutely.
it's that simple. So you're actually using your preferred customers for referrals too.
Yes, and
Simple.
this is going to get exciting soon. But anyway, so yeah, so you're transferring somebody to an associate and you're immediately making them a director 300 if they've got 2 people interested.
Yes.
Or a director, I mean. So yes.
Yes.
So that's all perfect. And then that's how they see that they can make at least a little bit of extra money to pay for their product or something. And if they want to keep going, they see how easy this is.
Exactly.
That's right.
So, yeah.
So I love everything. This is why I've had you on, because I talked to you. I was on your show last week. And when you're telling all this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to help so many people with what to say to people, because this is a brilliant use of what we already have, as you said. And I will put in the Real Redox results. I will put in, I'm sorry, on ASEA United, slow down, Debbie. I will put in the form that you shared with me with no ASEA on it, that kind of thing. And I'll also do your referral sheets if you send those to me too. So I will put all this on ASEA United, and I can't tell you what a great training. Does anybody have any questions that they can put in the chat bar if they want to know anything else? If there's no transmission.
Somebody asked for the Real Redox results, and when you go to Real Redox results, I can't remember who it was, but
there's a 7-minute video. I answered that question. That's the first video on Real Redox results that you're supposed to listen to. It's the overview.
It's called the overview. It's 7 minutes long.
Right.
So it just keeps it super clean and simple, right? You
Yes.
go one spot. We just had so many places to go that I literally got overwhelmed and just didn't do anything for a little while because it was just too big. Like
Right.
there's too many places to send them.
Yes.
So once we got that, I was just like, oh, this is golden. And then I married it with that and my follow-up and my referral system, and I'm done.
Yep.
So
it's simple, clean, and it works, obviously, because you're one of the leaders in the cash field in Nashville. So there you go. So it's working, guys.
Another week or two, I will have gotten there, and I'm just going to shoot for first place. I can use that first place cash.
Of course, of course.
So
I can't thank you enough for being on, JC. Oh, is there a question?
Somebody said, what do you put on the sticky note? I put their name, their phone number, where did I meet them, their health score. Did I send them the link to realredoxresults.com? What's going on with them? Just all the notes, right? Just all the notes. And then once they become a rep, all those notes get put in my phone and I get rid of the sticky note because this is just a leads book for me.
Yes.
But I have probably 50 leads in here right now.
Well, how nice for you. I better get to work.
I've gotten 11. I've gotten about 14 actually in the last 7 days.
That's great.
So
I know you got some at the Airstream. So, all right, everyone. Well, thank you all for listening. And thank you, JC. That was just brilliant, I think. And we so enjoyed having you on. And we will look to you for more trainings in the future. Okay?
Well, that'll be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.